Alright, Wastelanders, it's Thanksgiving week. Y'all know what that means. That means every derivative fucking motherfucker on the entire goddamn internet is doing turkey this week. You want to learn how to brine a turkey? Check one of them out. Brine is its own separate thing that we can do that if you want, but we're not doing fucking turkey this week because we're not a fucking joiner. If you hadn't noticed. So, today we're going to go back to our study of white meat and how to make it not suck. We're doing pork chops. Sorry, my Jewish war boys and war girls. We'll do something for you guys later. We've got some nice thick boys here. I've already seasoned these with salt, pepper, and my favorite, Aleppo. And this stuff is from Maurice's Piggy Park. I'll throw a link if I can find it in the description. Barbecue joint in the southeast. Fucking amazing. If you live near one, go eat there. You will not be disappointed. So, the trick with chops like this thick, if these were half as thick, we could have this done in about 3-4 minutes tops. What needs to happen is we need enough heat to get the outside seared, but low enough to let it penetrate all the way to the center and get it cooked all the way through. So we're going to be doing this over just straight medium heat. I've had this pan heating for a while, and since we don't need a rock and smoke point on this, I'm just going with straight extra virgin on this. We need a little bit of fat to help conduct the heat in, but you already knew that. Yeah, that's my knee. Getting old sucks. That is the sizzle you are looking for. Now wash your... The camera lady is being distracted by Dog of War, who has something he probably shouldn't.
Just a sec.
Dog of War did in fact have something that he wasn't supposed to have, and he has been explained to that I was gravely disappointed. Anyway, haven't flipped these yet. They've been on less than a minute. We're going to let these go for about 2 minutes to get that first sear before we get the flip. Our total cook time for motherfuckers this thick is probably going to be somewhere on the order of, depending on how close to room temperature they came while they were sitting on the cutting board, coming up to room temperature, which is a thing you want to do. If you bring this shit straight out of the fridge, it's all chilled, and as soon as you slap that down on the hot pan is going to take care of that outside layer as fast as it fucking can. But everything underneath that outside layer is still chilled, and it's going to take a while for that heat to penetrate. That's our secret word today, boys and girls. And get all the way to the middle and get up there. So while this is doing its thing, and I am going to watch the time today, I'm going to drop a couple of hash browns in here. Yes, I am using the free-form patties because I only have so much fucking time in the day. We're playing this old school. We're going with the applesauce too. I am not making my own goddamn applesauce. Been about a minute, minute and a half. Check the time indexes if you're really that curious. But once we get to the first turn, what I was saying is this is probably going to be about a 10-minute overall cook, probably a little bit more. These fuckers are thick and they're going to take a while to get all the way up to temperature inside. We'll come back to this in a few minutes. I'll go ahead and show you after the first turn, but after that I'm going to skip and just give you roughly how long. It's going to be about 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes until they're done. Then we're going to deglaze, and that'll be fun. Back in a few. Alright, I lied a little bit. I didn't do the first flip yet. What I wanted to show you was how to tell when it's ready to flip. Our total cook time so far has been closer to 3.5 minutes. But check this out. If you give it a little poke, just a little gentle one, and it lets go, that means the Maillard reaction has turned into this beautiful crustiness, and that's going to bring you a shitload of flavor. From here, we're back to, I'm just going to finish cooking these and we'll come back for the sauce when they're done. Okay, we're somewhere around turn 3. Don't ask me to keep track of that shit. I'm not a race car driver. They count the turns. I just do what the meat tells me. But I did want to show you guys this. You look down here on the side of this nice thick-ass chop, you can see the cooked portion is slowly marching towards the middle on both of these. We've still got this pink stripe down the middle. That's going to slowly fade away. By the time it gets to looking cooked like this white region that's not pink all the way through, you're going to be real close and you're going to be in a very tight window to get it out of there. Trick with doing meat like this is patience and not rushing it. So again, we're over medium heat. Total time so far is actually closer to 15 minutes. I don't think I let these warm up enough, and so I had to turn it down a notch. But again, it just immediately releases, and we've got all that Maillard crust right on there. And I think we've only got another couple of minutes on this, and then I'll show you what I'm going to attempt for the deglaze on this. Okay, so when I flipped those over, I noticed that the white had encroached pretty well to the middle on both sides. So I went ahead and hit them with the trusty thermopan just to make sure, and they were at 131 degrees. Now that means that with carryover heat, which is why they are now bundled up like a, well, not a microwave burrito, because that will explode your microwave. They are bundled up to keep that heat in there. And carryover heat is the process where once you pull it off the direct source, the shit on the outside is still going to work its way to the inside and give you a couple of more degrees. I would bet money that in another few minutes, these are going to be all the way up to 137, which is where you kill trichinosis. Now, the trick to keeping things juicy is to stay as low as you can on the breakpoints for safety. In some cases, even hitting the FDA's recommended temperature is going to leave you some desiccated crap. So you have to do your own balancing act between risk assessment, what you want out of the meat, and all that happy horse shit. We are a little more on the adventurous side. Shut up, not like that. Sometimes like that. Don't worry, this outfit has not been used in any pornos. Anyway, this is going to finish cooking over here. I've got a nice surface that is not going to suck too much of this heat. This wood is going to just kind of sit there and resist burning and not pull too much heat out of this. The foil, shiny side towards the meat, we're trying to keep the heat in, not out, is going to reflect that back down a little, and that's going to finish cooking those thick-ass pork chops. Now's the part where we find out if I'm fireproof. We've got this delicious fond down here, and what we're going to do is a bourbon honey glaze drizzle thing. So, first off, you need to make sure your honey is actually liquid. This shit has been sitting in my cabinet for a while and was crystallized as fuck, as you can still see up here. What I've done is I put that in a simmer of water over the lowest heat I could. And since this is a flame stove, just to be on the safe side, I dropped a rag in there to make sure that the bottom didn't have direct contact that was going to melt that plastic. If you throw plastic honey and plastic jugged honey in the microwave, as that heats up, it is going to warp your plastic, and that's why it's sketchy to decrystallize your honey in the microwave. You can do it though. Just be careful. You want an easy way, and you've got a slow cooker, set that shit to low, set it in there, and just walk away. So, we have cranked our fond-filled pan up to medium-high heat. Yes, the unitasker is present. And I still have chest hair. Hooray. Turn the heat back down. You just need a little swoosh there to make it pretty and all that shit. And now, get some honey in. I'm not measuring this. I'm just fucking winging it because this honey and this bourbon is just going to be a drizzle. I'm not going to dunk these. I'm not going to slow cook them in it. But you see we've got all that deliciousness up off the bottom of the pan, dissolved in the bourbon, combined with the honey. Kill your heat. In fact, pull it all the way off the heat because that burner's still a little toasty. And plate everything up. I'm not going to show you that process because I'm hungry. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take a spoon and I'm just going to go drizzle, 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 drizzle. That's it. Get your Jackson Pollock on. My potatoes are ready. Duck fat potatoes are the best goddamn thing. You need to check this out. Even Bartertown in the Wasteland is now carrying pre-rendered duck fat. Get some, cook some potatoes in it, thank me later. Other than that, this has been thick-ass pork chops. We'll probably do some more white meat next week, But we'll see what the fates decide. Thank y'all, and Patreons, I actually do have something lined up for you. I've got gizmos. Yeah. See you later.